Hello and welcome. This is a presentation about the CDAP advisor opportunity. And for those who may be new to this program, CDAP stands for the Canadian Digital Adoption Program. It is a program that we'll go into depth. We'll talk a little bit more about over this next few minutes. And at the end of this, you'll have an opportunity to get more information, to go onto their website, figure out whether it's an advisor opportunity for you, or if you'll have an opportunity to see how we could maybe work together on this opportunity. So stay tuned. I think it's an exciting thing that the federal government has put together, and we're looking forward to giving you some information about it, okay, over the next few minutes. So just to give everyone a bit of an update on what it is, the federal government has invested money into helping small and medium-sized businesses across Canada in digital transformation. So what is digital transformation? Well, you can think of it's many definitions, of course, but you can think of it as a strategy. And it's a strategy that connects the technology that you have internally with your employees, customers, and supply chains. It takes a look at your business strategy and it connects a technology strategy to that business strategy, essentially. And we look at specific areas that where you would get the highest return on investment for introducing digital technologies to it. And so every company, regardless of the size, should have a digital transformation plan. Where are you now today? Where do you want to go? And for advisors, this is an exciting opportunity because the reason why the federal government has put this program in place is because Canada lags in this area. A lot of our small and medium-sized businesses are lagging in getting their technology strategy aligned with what's happening competitively and also internationally. So let's dive into that, right? So when we are looking at doing as advisors a digital transformation plan or a digital adoption plan, what we're being asked to do and what makes sense is to say, hey, you know what, let's take a look at where you want to go. Okay, what's your current environment? What are your competitors doing? What are some of the trends happening in your industry? Right? What is your strategy over the next 3 to 5 years? Where are you going? And then we take a look at what you already have today from a technology perspective. We look at, a high level inventory of your hardware and software and solutions. What do you have today? And what the digital strategy does is it connects those two things and says, hey, you have this is what's going on in your industry. This is what's going on in your business. Is your technology strategy today compatible with that? Can it take you where you want to go? Can it make you competitive? Can you get the ROI? Can you reduce costs? And so the digital strategy really connects those two pieces of your business strategy, what's happening in a broader environment, to how you're going to execute it using technology. So it's a really exciting opportunity for an advisor. Here in Canada, and these are some numbers that we got from a report. I believe it's from 2021, so it's not that far away from the Bank of Canada, and it shows that there is a significant movement, and there's a significant investment that's happening with small and medium-sized businesses. And what we mean by that is just to connect what they're doing with the digital adoption plan, the federal program, is any company that's for profit over $500,000 and under $100 million is considered small and medium size for Canada, right? So any company over, $500,000 can be included in this number. And I think the biggest thing to note is that many companies are thinking about it. They are putting aside a budget for it. And sometimes it's just to show them, to give them that strategy of how they can implement it over the time. That's what this program is meant to do, is kind of fill that gap, help them to be able to invest in the strategy, not just in new technology, but in the strategy to get them where they want to go and to become more competitive. So we know that the biggest challenges are in budgetary, priorities and limitations. Where we see the biggest ROIs happening are in human resources, anything to do with employee productivity, skills and training. And then we also see the other side with the public relations, marketing. Those are areas that they're focusing in on for digital transformation the most. So there's some really good information there about who's investing in digital transformation. And right across the globe, but specifically here in Canada, we see that small and medium-sized businesses are investing. They are putting money aside. They are putting time aside. So we have 69% that are looking specifically for that. 54% of which who were surveyed last year in 2021 said that they are looking for business consultants to help them on this transformation. So there's a huge opportunity here. The Canadian government in their 2021 budget announced this program, the Canada Digital Adoption Program, and their pilot program ran for a year. And in March 2022, they launched the Boost Your Business Technology side of the program. So they have another side of the program called Grow Your Business Online, which is going to be done through kind of business small business centers. And that is mostly for storefronts and retail, and it's really to help them get onto e-commerce platforms, right? So where they need the advisors is what they call the Boost Your Business Technology program. And in that program, that's where they've allocated approximately $1.2 billion over the next 4 years to do digital adoption plans, which looks like approximately 77,000, somewhere between 75 and 80,000 plans is their goal to be completed over the next 4 years. They are giving up to a maximum of $15,000 per company who applies. So it's not that the plans are going to be $15,000, it's just that they're compensating up to $15,000 or 90% of the plan. So it's actually a really interesting, well thought out, in my mind anyway, program to encourage companies to invest in putting together this strategy. And the government needs advisors to do this. But this is just to let you know, if you're looking at this after July 21st, things will have changed. So they made a program update a couple of weeks ago that said that if you are looking to become an advisor after July 21st, then you need to have these criteria. You need to be located in one of these areas of Prince Edward Island, Nunavut, Northwest Territories, Yukon, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, right? So they're looking for digital advisors more locally that they don't have enough of, okay, or in a rural area. So, if you are watching this before the 21st, I would encourage you to go online and just register for the program. It will take you 3 to 4 months, at least that's how long it's been taking so far to get through the application process, sorry. But if you can do this before July 21st, then you don't have these limitations. After July 21st, they are going to halt applications for anyone who's not outside of those areas that they've identified. Okay. So that's that. And we'll talk about what happens if, you decide that this is not for you, or, that you don't qualify, or you miss the deadline. Okay. And what can you do? By the way, they said that they may open it back up again, generally speaking, but they were looking to, which makes sense, to broaden out the number of advisors and more local, so that people can access them more locally in different areas. But the opportunity is today. If you are in if you're in one of those areas that's not mentioned here, then apply. Okay. Now, what is the CDAP program? What is really the opportunity? And if you have been involved in doing business consulting, that you'll know that doing digital adoption plans is really important for many companies. That many of the larger ones have already gone through digital transformation planning. Over the last 10 years, they've been focused in on it. But for small and medium-sized businesses, this might be a new thing. And so the government compensates you, as I mentioned, or compensates the companies up to $15,000. So what we see is if you're positioning the digital transformation plan based on a company, let's say it's a medium-sized company, they do $2 million of revenue or whatever, you should be able to charge somewhere between, I don't know, $20,000 to $25,000 for that plan, because it is going to take you some time to do it. And the company will get a they'll get back $15,000 if they qualify. Okay. So this is a great opportunity for them to get a high level strategy for themselves and do it very affordably, right? But for you as an advisor, you got to think, hey, you can do very well just doing the strategy part of the CDAP plans. And what's really great when you do these digital adoption plans is that it really sets up the conversation about how to implement. What are the next solutions? What are the things that an organization needs to do next? And what we're seeing is on average, you're looking at, 5 to 10x of whatever the plan is. So let's say the plan's $20,000, you may see $100,000, $200,000 in projects that may come out of that over the next couple of years. Because remember, you're recommending what they should be doing. So there's an opportunity for advisors to really get in the mix, right? Because you're recommending, you're going through all of their strategy, you're really putting together the thinking that they need to do in order to move forward with their digital programming, right? To become more competitive, to do, to get the ROI that they're looking for. So whether you can do the implementation of what is in the plan or not, if you can do it, that's great. That's revenue for your business. But there's also a lot of referral commission opportunities as well. So if there's things in there that you don't specialize in, that you don't do, then you can certainly partner with people, and there's certain arrangements that are out there. So all in all, this can become a really, really, really great way to add additional revenue and to really serve your target market. So really bottom line, this is something that we've seen. If you as an advisor, let's just say you did, you were charging $18,000, which is really like the lowest end that you would charge for a digital adoption plan. And if you did 5 of those in a year, which is pretty realistic. That's not adding a whole lot of extra usually to most people's businesses. You see out of those 5 plans that there's at least $180,000 of follow-on revenue, right? Like that's $270,000 of additional revenue into your business becoming an advisor. And that number, just gets bigger and bigger, obviously, the more plans that you get. So there's opportunity to do this. And not only are you doing good for these companies, but it is really an opportunity. It's a nice revenue opportunity, and it's an opportunity to really get baked into the business strategy of your clients. So a great opportunity for advisors. Just a little bit of background on who we are. My name's Marguerite. I should have said that at the beginning. Nice to meet everyone. I have been in business since 2001, working within the tech industries and focused in mostly on digital transformation as it relates to marketing and sales. So that's really our background. And we're really focused in on supporting digital advisors in a couple of different ways. So this opportunity allows us to be able to support people who are interested in the program to go through the certification process, to help them to sell the CDAP opportunity to their existing or to new clients in the sectors, and also to support how you do the delivery piece of this. Because as and we'll show this in just a few minutes, very few people have all of the answers within their organization. Most people are going to have to partner and go out into their networks in order to be able to write these plans. Okay. So this is what we are going to do. We're going to talk to you a little bit about what it takes to certify. So remember, as of July 21st, if if you're outside of those rural areas, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So that's why I'm just encouraging you, if you have the chance to apply before July 21st, do that. If you're watching this after July 21st, not all is lost. There's other opportunities, which we'll talk about shortly. You may have to wait a little while in order to get into the program, but we'll talk about some possibilities. However, if this is certification and this is you and you fall into the category that works, we'll talk a little bit about what they're asking for from a certification perspective. So what are they looking for digital advisors? Now, this is on the CDAP website, so you can go in and take a look in depth. But the highlighted pieces here are that you have to have some experience within your business in, either technology or in business. Okay. So somebody in your organization needs to have some certifications around that. You also need to have 5 years of experience in digital business strategies. So if you have been advising with any kind of digital products or software over the last 5 years, this would be, you would qualify. You have to have some experience with digital technology and in providing a solution, right? So digital solutions for your clients. And you also have to have a process which is compliant with what the CDAP is asking for. And so we'll talk a little bit about what is a compliant process, but they're asking for people who can produce a digital adoption plan according to the CDAP outline. Okay, what is that process that you take a client through? Um, so to become an advisor, um, the first thing, which is what we're suggesting, you go online and you apply. Just apply. If you qualify, apply today. Okay. Then they're going to review your application. It may take a month or two or whatever it is behind the scenes for them to get back to you, but they're going to ask you for a resume. They're going to ask you for an example of your digital adoption plan. So a plan that you've done for someone else. They're going to ask you about your business, articles of incorporation, business numbers, all that kind of stuff if you have government security. And they're also going to ask for 2 references. Okay. So those are the things that they're going to ask you for after you do that initial application in order to become certified. But there is a bit of a lag. Once you do the online application, you still have a little bit of time, probably 3 months at least, maybe more, to get all of the other things organized and ready. So that's why we're encouraging everyone to just apply right away if you qualify. Now, I wanted to show you what it looks like when, and this is just what we do. Okay, we've adapted a template from Infotech on how to have this compliant process. Right? What are the things that you need to be able to do for a client? What is that process? What is the work product that you're going to be doing with them? And so the first thing is this strategy. You are going to be looking at the business and asking the business basically about their strategy. Where are they? Where are they going? You're going to do a SWOT, which stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You're going to do a PESTLE, which is looking at what's happening in in the environment, so the political, environmental, strategic. There's a whole, that's an acronym. Okay, so you're going to do an analysis basically of the industry. You're going to do analysis of the business. You're going to take a look at what they already have internally from an IT infrastructure. And so that needs to be in the summary. You need to do that work first. So you kind of got the level set, you got the current state, right? And then what you take a look at, and we do this, and the clients really enjoy this piece, is to take a look at what's happening industry-wide as far as trends go. So you take a look at a number of big chunk areas. So what are some of the big macro trends around talent, customer expectations, technological changes? There might be regulatory changes, all sorts of different things you're going to take a look at and say, hey, does this make sense? Is this relevant in this industry? And is it relevant today? Right. So what is the time that we assess this might impact our business? Is AI and robotics something that we really need to pay attention to today? Or is this something a little bit further off in our industry? So we're going to be asking those types of questions with our clients, and this is going to give them kind of like a view on what they should be focusing in on. And then you take it from there and you start doing a journey map. You do the journey maps usually at least on one area of their business, and that's identified in the horizon scan that they want to focus on. So the journey map could be on, customer acquisition, it could be on supply chain, it could be on customer productivity, it's like their employee productivity. So it could be on, how do they submit expense reports or something like that, something that's identified that is really a problem that's costing the business a lot of money, something that they want to fix. And you do a journey map for them. And in that journey map, you ask them, what are the current metrics? What do you want to fix? What could be some of the projects to fix the problem in that particular area? You will help them to decide what are the opportunities that they can work on in that particular journey map. you break that down into specific projects that they can do. And in those projects, you can go deeply, you go into talking about the benefits, but also the costs and the timeframes. And then you move this into a strategy roadmap. So the final product that you give to a client looks something like this. You've got projects, you've got a time, you've got the budget, you know who's going to do what and where, and this will be agreed upon. And this is your work product that you submit to the client, that they know if you really want to get to the ROI that you're looking for, right? If you really, want to get the impact of this plan, this is what you do. So it's a really great process for people to walk through. I think it gives people some clarity around what they want to do. And the great thing is that the government, once you walk through this, depending on the revenue of the company, they get access to a BDC loan, interest-free loan for 5 years. So if they're over $5 million in revenue, they get up to $100,000, I believe, in an interest-free loan for 5 years to implement the projects in this plan. Pretty nice, right? So there's no downside to your clients, only upsides for them. And you can work as an advisor with them along the road to getting that done. So hopefully that's pretty cool, right? So if you start saying, okay, I can see how this works. Once you're certified, this is what we have to produce, right? That's our compliant process. This is what we give to our clients as a work product. Okay, now how do I take this out to both my existing clients, maybe past clients, and maybe prospective clients? Like, what do I do, right? You still have to sell it, even though they're getting $15,000 back. They don't know about the program. You still have to go out and tell them about it. And, we know that you still have to sell free, right? And when you go out to clients. And so that's really what we're going to talk about now. What do we do? How do we take out this opportunity to your clients? Taking a look at all the possible options and people who you could talk to. You're looking really for people who have a specific business problem that could be solved with technology and who qualify for the CDAP program. Okay. And that's what we would be looking for, or what you would be looking for as an advisor, is who's a good match for this process. And it's typical, marketing approach. Typically, when we're working with clients, we're saying, hey, you know what, when you're thinking about the CDAP program, you've got to think about it as a new product that you're adding to your portfolio. So you need a very specific marketing program where you are looking at ways to tell the world that you do it. So you're going to optimize all of your digital profiles, whether it's online, LinkedIn, your website, etc. You need to have an explainer brochure. You need to be able to tell people what the program is and how it works. And you need to help them with their assessments just to make sure that they know what it is and that they qualify for it. And there's lots of different things that you can do to put that in place. Some things that we have in place already that we're helping our clients with. Then you have to go out into the world and reach out to people. So it could be past clients or future clients, prospective clients. And how do you do that? Well, there's a mix depending on where you are and who what you've got in place. We're finding that LinkedIn is a great place to go depending on the industry. Some people are doing webinars, some people are doing paid ads, some are doing email. But those, you're thinking of like, how do I go back out to market now and tell my prospective clients or past clients about this opportunity? And then, how do I get them into the sales pipeline? Because, not everybody's going to do this right away. You've got to really think through your lead nurturing. How are we explaining it? How are we getting people engaged and involved? What are we saying? And how are we explaining this opportunity to them? So those are the things that, need to be in place to really promote the CDAP program and understand their journey. And you also have to be able to help them to apply for the program, or at least make them aware of it. So you'd be telling them, there's two ways to get clients, by the way, right? There's one where once you become a certified digital advisor, they have a marketplace and people can come in independently and potentially find you from the marketplace and contact you. Okay. So that's one thing where they just, apply independently. They do a digital needs assessment. They go to the digital marketplace. They find, there's over 1,000 advisors in there right now. So they do a search, they find you, they contact you, they negotiate their terms, etc. You do the plan for them. They submit it. They get access to the loans. And one other thing that they get is a hiring incentive as well for somebody to help them implement as well. Okay. So that's their journey. But when you go out to the marketplace yourself, so instead of just waiting for somebody to come to you, when you go out, you don't need to, you're in the marketplace, but they don't have to search for you, right? Because you're already qualified. And you can just say, hey, I can do this for you. This is a great opportunity. Look, this is my experience, etc. So you can help them to shortcut these three steps. And so these three steps is really what takes the time, right? If you're going onto a database, you've got 1,000 people potentially to choose from who you don't know. That's the part that takes a little bit of time. So you're going to help them to shorten the process, get access to the digital adoption plan right away. Just as a quick example of one of our clients that have done this, we worked with them, and when we're using LinkedIn to go out to market, we can do really, really well for you. So this is, we do a lot of work to support digital advisors or people who are in IT services on their lead generation and marketing. And so this is something that we've created a CDAP kind of focus program, and we'll talk a little bit about that really quickly later too. So hopefully everyone's doing well. That was a ton of information I just kind of threw at you, but hopefully that makes sense and everybody's good with it, right? You can sort of see the opportunity and how to get out there. So the last thing I just want to talk about is what you do at the back end, right? From delivery. So let's say you've got certified, you go out to market, you've talked to clients, you're bringing them in. You have some solutions. You've gone into their business strategy and you recognize that they need solutions, maybe that they're outside of your area of expertise. So where do you go to get help, right? You need to have, to be able to do this on an ongoing basis, like standard SOPs, standard operating procedures. You need to be able to do data collection and workshops and be able to do all of this good stuff. But you also need to be able to access this network of people. And so there's a number of different ways to do that. There's some good networking opportunities through either IT associations. We're partnering up with Channel Alliance, which is a mastermind program. There's and Channel Next, but there's quite a few other ones out there that have specialists in each one of these areas. So you really want to start networking, right? You may just do it when you need to, but it's great to learn about all of the different things, right? Because you usually, unless you're one of the larger consulting companies, don't have all of the solutions under one roof. You are going to need to partner. So based on what your client needs, you may need to go and talk to somebody about digital marketing or e-commerce or CRMs. You may need to talk to somebody about cybersecurity. You may do that, but you may not, right? You may need somebody to talk about robotics and process automation, that kind of stuff. So having this collaborative network on the back end is going to be critical as you start going out to market with this. And there's a number of different organizations that can do that. So hopefully you see the opportunity, but you can see where, it is a bit of investment in time and effort, but it is definitely well worth it in your business. So, thank you for sticking along with me, right? I just want to talk really quickly about what we do, if that's okay, to support people. So what we're doing right now, we have helped quite a few people through the one-on-one process to get certified. So if you haven't done your digital adoption plan in the format that is considered compliant for CDAP, we can help with that. We can also help on the promotion side. So very specifically with a CDAP lead gen program, we'll talk a little bit about that really quickly, and also on the back end with the peer group mastermind. So really quickly, high level, let's just keep the conversation going if this is of interest. We do a digital accelerator program, which is really for any product or any service, which is a 12-week program. It's end-to-end implementation for one technology or one service or product to one market. Okay. So it's 12 weeks to get something launched into the marketplace. Then we have taken that digital accelerator and focused it in on 3 specific areas where we already have all the content created. So cybersecurity, the CDAP program, and managed services. So if any of those three things are of interest to you, we already have the content. You don't have to create it. We already have the process done. You don't have to do it. It's just a digital accelerator to get you going with this, which is great. And then we also do independently some work on LinkedIn lead generation, SEO, paid ads, webinars, email, websites, that kind of stuff as well. We do all of that for our clients. So, again, when it comes to CDAP, there's new content to create. And what we're doing is we're supporting people so that you don't have to invest in content. You can just customize the content that we've already created for you for brochures, assessments, profiles, that kind of thing. All the landing pages, following up emails, even a sales presentation we can help you with so that you can get a package to get going with this as quickly as possible. Now, really quickly, some of our clients have accessed the Canada Job Grant to train somebody internally in their business on this process. So if that's of interest to you, let me know. Every province does this a little differently. So, we can have a conversation to see if it will work for you. Okay. So what I would like to invite you, if you think that this is interesting, if you want to know more about it, and get some more information about it, see if it can work, I'm really just inviting you to either send me an email, okay, at mfleming@growthfinderpro.com, or to check out our website, growthfinderpro.com/Canada Job Grant. Go to do one of those two things, send an email or come to that website and book an appointment. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll talk to you about what it takes to become certified. If you are past the July 21st deadline, we do have a networking kind of referral program where we're working with clients to refer to, because we're certified advisors. So we'll work with you, okay, on a potential opportunity. And that's also going to be really great for our clients. More to come on that. And also, if they were interested in any of the marketing promotional pieces, happy to talk to you about that and seeing whether or not the Canada Job Grant would make sense. So thank you so much. I really appreciate everyone's attention today. I really appreciate you, being focused. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate. We're here to answer them. We're here to support you. We're here to help you to grow your business by taking advantage of this opportunity. Thanks again. Take care.